WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I'm in Ireland, to be exact, at the Powerscourt Distillery with their brand new, at least for us in Germany, Fercullen 14-year-old single malt Irish whiskey. This was actually introduced to the market in September 2018 in Ireland. It made it September 2019 over here to Germany, and one day it might actually make it to the States, but before it'll be in Canada, Australia, France, Italy, and a few other places. All right, very, very good. So, Noel Sweeney. Noel Sweeney is the master distiller here at the pouring and talking at the same time, not multitasking, not my strength at the moment, at the Powerscourt Distillery, and he was actually employee of Cooley for almost 30 years, or 30 years and a couple months. I'm going to talk about him very briefly before I compare this, but I do want to compare it to something, and I looked very, very hard and very, very long. Tyrconnell, I have to rewrite or relearn to pronounce this. I always said Tyrconnell, and it's Tyrconnell. That's the way the people in Ireland say it, at least. Tyrconnell single malt Irish whiskey, 16-year-old, 46%. This is 14-year-olds and 46%. And this is a single, this is also bourbon cask matured. And this is bourbon cask matured. This is around 79 euros over here in Germany, and this is around 69 euros over here. So 10 euros more for 2 more years of maturation. To be very honest, I like this bottle a little bit better. You got this nice little copper plaque on here. You've got an shiny. This is very, very shiny. I like this matte. And you have a lot more history and a lot more story here with the Tyrconnell than you do with the brand new here Fercullen. Fercullen, fur actually means Gaelic for men, and Cullen is the area of Wicklow Hills. Going back now to Noel Sweeney. Noel Sweeney had his technical university in Sligo, S-L-I-G-O. I mispronounced it, I'm sure. And that's where he learned also afterwards at the university analytical chemistry. Nice. He started working in a factory that produced syrup, sugar syrup, glucose syrup, and then his colleague actually had problems with the alcohol production, and so they switched places. So Noel Sweeney, according to an interview with him, started producing alcohol for the vodka industry. And then 1988, the John Teeling said, "Hey, I need you, quality control, you're the guy." And so Noel Sweeney changed jobs, went to Cooley, became the one of the workers, and later on head, I think, of the quality control. 7 years later, 1995, there was a financial cash flow problem at Cooley. I didn't know about that. They actually fired a few people, had to lay off a few people, and at the same time their master distiller quit. So due to a little bit fate, Noel Sweeney became then the master distiller at Cooley, which was very, very interesting, because later on he also became master distiller at Kilbeggan and at different places also that was opened up then afterwards by Teeling. So when Jim Beam bought the place, Noel Sweeney was still there. When Suntory bought Jim Beam, he was still there. And then until 2017, he was there. He became one of the second distiller from Ireland to become in the Whiskey Advocate Hall of Fame. And that is very, 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 very a great job. And now he's doing a wonderful thing. He actually produced this whiskey. He was able to buy some barrels. His company, at least now, the Sugarloaf, but it's actually the Powerscourt Distillery. The Sugarloaf is this little mountain here. Let's see if we can show this here. That little mountain there, Sugarloaf. If you're ever in the south of Dublin, you'll see this mountain, this little hill, big hill, and it's just so fascinating. Everything's kind of flat, and then you have that Sugarloaf mountain there, and that's what they named. They should have named the product after that as well. All right, so that's a little bit here about Noel Sweeney. A great guy, by the way, around 60-some years old. He has no one else in Ireland has his knowledge or his experience in distilling. I love Turconnell 16 years old. I really like the Fercullen 14-year-old. The 14-year-old has a little bit more of a dark, leathery moment, and the 16-year-old Turconnell has a little bit more of a citrus lime moment. If I'm correct, they both put color in them. This should have actually someplace on there mit Zuckercolor, mit Farbstoff, mit Zuckercolor. So this is actually colored. This is also colored. Sorry, guys. 16, 14-year-old products here, and they put coloring in them. E105. Why? Not necessary at that price. Both 46%, both distilled at Cooley, basically. And let's go in for the taste. There's not much difference here. I can't get much on age. Has to do with the casks that were used. And the thing is, if you have old Cooley products, and many things that are filled today, that are bottled today are old Cooley products, they actually had a problem, as I said, 1995 with cash flow. And so they're reusing old casks, so third, fourth fill. And luckily this was probably in the second fill, and this was also in the first or second fill bourbon cask, and that's very important to have a great spirit act, especially after 14 to 16 years of age of maturation. Mm-hmm. Going to the official tasting notes, it says here, delivers layer upon layer of smooth, silky sweet malt with crisp oak, spicy, fruity, nutty, complex, and tasty. Word of wisdom. For your tasting notes, never write the word tasty. Tasty note, tasty. Do not define the word with the word. Other than I agree with everything on there. Over here, the Turconnell, 16-year-old. This is totally different. First of all, it came in watery. It's smoother. It's softer spoken. This is more of a baritone. This is bass. This is almost as soprano alt. The alt. The second at the end, it has a lot of a different quality as well. I'm getting toasted marshmallow. I really like this, and I really like this, even though they're not the same. This is the Porsche versus the Mercedes AMG, or the Ferrari or the Porsche, whatever you want to have. Both of these are just excellent representation of Irish craftsmanship in Irish whiskey making skills. It has a little bit more of a fruity moment. This a little bit more of a spicy oak moment. Ooh, I have to go back. This is a serious conflict of interest here. Both of these were probably distilled by Noel Sweeney. He started in 1995, so that's 27 years ago, so definitely both of them were distilled by him. Both of those were Cooley products. Both of these are double distilled. Both of these are 46%. Both of them have the color added, and from the price, at least this is probably a little bit cheaper in Ireland, but not by much. This is 10 euros, maybe. I can get it for 72 euros exactly over here. In Germany, this is 69, so it's like 3 euros difference between the two of them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What I'm getting here is a little bit more of a barrel char as well. It's not a smokiness. It's a little bit of a barrel char. It just kicks in there. It's got a spicy oakiness the whole time. The 46% are. It's not as smooth as the Cornell, 16-year-old, but it's not. It's not in any way disturbing. It's exactly how I want a 46% whiskey to taste. The alcohol is there, but it supports and it doesn't distract. Very, very good. 16-year-old Fercullen. Mm-hmm. 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 Starts off weaker, but then it does develop also with the alcohol, with the spice, with the oakiness. I would say this has a tiny little bit of a better aftertaste than this. It's more of a spicy oakiness. And here I get a spicy alcohol oakiness. Hmm. I can't decide. They're both going to be a B plus in my book. B plus plus, A minus, B plus plus. All right. So almost A minus. This is both of those are very very great whiskeys. Price. I actually the first time I had the price 69 euros in my head, or at least I was told that, and after I tasted it, it's like they could actually ask 10 euros more for this. So I'm going to give this actually a solid C, C plus for value for money. You could pay 10 euros more for this and still not be disappointed in any manner for that bottle. Look out for the Fercullen 14-year-old if you can find it. This is excellent, excellent juice. The 16-year-old Fercullen is absolutely a fantastic whiskey. There's now a Oloroso. Do I have it here? No, I can't. Cask Muscatel finish. It's even better. Both of those are very, very nice. If you can get your hands on a 16-year-old, please do. One of the best Irish whiskeys out there, single malt, so you can get that's not a pot, single pot still. Yeah, what can I say? A B plus for both of these. Both of these are gonna get a more of a C plus for the value for money. Excellent, excellent whiskeys. Thank you very much. Noel, Sweeney, you did a great job, especially with the casks. That's one of the most important things after 14 or 16 years, respectively, and the price is not out of this world, something we can afford. And that's my question. What is your favorite whiskey out from Ireland between the $50 and the $100 range? Or €100 range for that matter. What is your favorite Irish whiskey? At the moment, I'm going to say Fercullen 14-year-old is just a tiny little bit better, just because of the weakness at the beginning here. Of course, Redbreast Cask Strength is one of my favorites as well. It's also in that price category. But then anything else is just like, I'm not sure. Great, great whiskey. Thank you very much. WhiskyJason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting, rare and exotic whiskeys. Question of the day, the best Irish whiskey between $50 and $100, euros, whatever you have as a currency. Like, subscribe, tell others about this crazy American over here in Germany tasting stuff you might never ever see. Bye-bye.